she didn't even feel herself falling. One moment, Amelia Grant was gripping the edge of the cold examination table, the room spinning as if the floor had been pulled from under her. The next, her vision tunneled, her heartbeat roared in her ears, and everything dissolved into darkness. When she finally opened her eyes again, she felt the warmth of a large hand cradling hers, the soft hum of machines nearby, and then she saw him, Dr. Nathan Hale, the single father whose quiet strength could steady even the most chaotic storms. And before she could stop the words escaping her trembling lips, before she could even understand why or how, she whispered with a weak, broken certainty that didn't feel like her own, "The baby is yours." If this powerful beginning already pulls you in, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel if you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in stories that remind us that life has a strange way of bringing wounded hearts together. Tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Amelia didn't know why she said it. She didn't even know if she meant it. All she knew was that life had pushed her to the edges of exhaustion. For months, she had been working 2 jobs, barely sleeping, barely eating, running from a past that kept chasing her like an unending shadow. The fainting spell was only the symptom of something deeper, pain she had buried, heartbreak she had stitched together on her own, and the overwhelming weight of carrying a life-changing secret she wasn't ready to face. Dr. Nathan Hale wasn't prepared, either. He stood there stunned for a moment, his dark eyes flickering with confusion, worry, and something unreadable, something only a man who had tasted heartbreak himself could feel. Nathan was a single dad, raising his little daughter Lily with all the love he had left after losing his wife 3 years ago in an accident that had carved a permanent hollow in his chest. He had dedicated himself to medicine, to his patients, to being a father, but he had never rebuilt the parts of himself that had shattered. Now, looking at Amelia, a woman who appeared so fragile yet carried a quiet fire beneath her exhaustion, something shifted inside him. He pulled the blanket gently over her shoulders, the father in him instinctively protective, and the doctor in him analyzing every possible reason behind her collapse. As she slowly regained full consciousness, embarrassment flushed through her. What had she done? She didn't even know Nathan beyond a few clinic visits. Why had her mind reached for him in her moment of weakness? Life had its strange ways. She had met Nathan a month earlier when she came in for routine tests, already overwhelmed by the faint suspicion that something inside her was changing. He had been gentle with her fears, offering calm explanations, never rushing her. She remembered how he knelt to tie Lily's shoelaces while speaking to her, the tenderness in his voice, the way he seemed to carry invisible burdens with grace. Maybe that was why her subconscious called his name in the storm. Nathan insisted she stay for observation, guiding her to a quiet recovery room. Amelia wanted to protest, but she was too tired to argue. As she lay there, staring at the soft ceiling lights, memories of the last few months rose in her like waves. She remembered the breakup with Daniel, the man she had thought she would marry, the man who walked away the moment he suspected she might be pregnant. She remembered the nights alone, crying into her pillow while pretending she was strong enough to face everything. She remembered the day she took the test, her hands shaking, realizing she wasn't just responsible for herself anymore. She remembered the loneliness. The fear. The silent courage. Nathan returned with warm tea and quietly set it by her bedside. Lily peeked into the room shyly, holding a small plush rabbit. Nathan whispered something to his daughter, and Lily slowly approached Amelia, placing the rabbit beside her hand as if offering her comfort. That simple act cracked something open inside Amelia, something tender, something she had forgotten she was still capable of feeling. Days passed after that appointment, but Nathan couldn't shake the memory of her collapsed body, the whispered confession, or the haunted look in her eyes when she realized what she had said. He found himself wondering if she had anyone to take care of her, if she was managing the pregnancy alone. He saw too many patients who carried silent battles. Amelia's eyes told him her battle had been longer and heavier than most. When Amelia returned for her next appointment, she tried to act normal, but Nathan could see past the facade. He asked her simple questions about her symptoms, but his voice was softer than usual, more personal, more concerned. Amelia felt seen, truly seen, for the first time in months. She didn't tell him about Daniel. She didn't tell him about the loneliness, the worry, the late-night fear that she wouldn't be enough for her child. But somehow, Nathan seemed to understand anyway. One afternoon, her test results showed signs of severe anemia and stress-induced complications. Nathan explained gently that she needed rest, nutrition, and emotional stability, not just for herself, but for the life growing inside her. Amelia tried to laugh it off, but the truth broke through her composure, and tears slid down her cheeks. She admitted she had no family nearby, no partner, no one waiting at home. Nathan didn't push for details. Instead, he offered her reassurance in the simplest words, telling her she wasn't alone, not anymore, not while he was her doctor. Over the next few weeks, their lives began to intertwine in ways neither expected. Lily grew attached to Amelia, often drawing pictures of the three of them together. Nathan invited Amelia to join them for quiet walks, for dinner when she had no time to cook, and for moments of genuine connection that slowly eased the heaviness inside her. Amelia discovered Nathan wasn't just a doctor, he was a father who read bedtime stories with silly voices, a man who fixed broken toys late at night, a heart still healing but still capable of giving. Nathan learned Amelia was stronger than she looked. She had dreams she had put on hold, talents she had buried beneath survival, and a quiet resilience he deeply admired. He found himself wanting to protect her, not as a doctor, but as a man who recognized the rare courage in her vulnerability. As months passed, the baby grew, and so did the bond between them. The whispered words from months earlier, "The baby is yours," became an unspoken thread tying them together. Neither brought it up, but both remembered it. Amelia eventually explained the truth to Nathan, apologizing for her confused outburst. Nathan simply nodded, telling her that he understood, that fear often speaks the loudest when we are weakest. And in that understanding, Amelia felt something she had not felt in a long time, safety. The night her labor began, Nathan was the one she called. Her voice shook, panicked, and he rushed to her side with Lily in tow. At the hospital, he never left her, holding her hand through every wave of pain as if her suffering was his own. When the cries of her newborn finally filled the room, Nathan felt something in him heal, a piece of his broken heart finding its place again. Amelia looked at her baby, tears streaming freely, and then looked at Nathan, whose eyes were soft with something more than pride, something like love. She handed him the baby without hesitation, trusting him entirely. Lily peered at the tiny child, whispering, "Baby brother," and Amelia laughed through her tears. In that tender moment, something unspoken but undeniable passed between Amelia and Nathan. A sense that their lives had been shattered in different ways, but somehow, fate had rebuilt them together. And if this story has touched your heart even slightly, please take a moment to like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need a reminder that life still holds gentle miracles for those who keep going, even when the world feels heavy. Please comment now and tell us what moment in the story moved you the most. Your words help our channel grow and help us keep creating meaningful stories for you. As Amelia held her baby close and Nathan stood beside her with Lily hugging her arm, the world outside seemed a little kinder, a little softer, a little more hopeful. Life had broken them both once, but together, they found a new beginning, unexpected, imperfect, but deeply, overwhelmingly beautiful.